Hello, guys, and welcome to the third vlog. This one is against Liverpool, obviously, so I hope you guys enjoy it. With me is Hassan Bhai, Salman Nasir, and Nadir Ahmed as well, who has been an official member ever since we began. Salman has been arranging official screenings in Islamabad, and Hassan Bhai has been with us as an admin for 3 years as well. So, Hassan Bhai, first of all, Liverpool at Old Trafford, what are you expecting?
Ismailji, what I'm expecting and what I'm hoping for are two very different things. I'm hoping that what I'm hoping for is right, not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting us to be defensive, maybe look for the counter attack, maybe pay too much respect to their forward line, not focus on the fact that they have a really bad defense and, in my opinion, don't have a world class goalkeeper. I'm expecting us to play Young at left back, which is unfair on him also. Let me point that out because I really like Ashley Young. He's a fighter. He understands what it means to play for the badge. He cares about the fans. अब आप उसको अगर आप लुकाकू को लेफ्ट बैक खिलाओगे खिला तो वो लेगा खेल लेगा but it's not his position. I'd like us to attack them. I'd like us to not give them too much respect. I'd like us to play whether it's 3-5-2 or 4-3-3 or 4-5-1, play our best players in their best positions that they can make a difference with, and take the game to them. Let's not forget they've lost to West Brom at home. They've lost to other teams. टीम्स अगर उनको एनफील्ड जाके हरा सकती हैं तो हमें उनसे ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड पे बिल्कुल नहीं डरना चाहिए बट द रियलिटी माइट बी कि वी गो इन डिफेंसिव मे बी लुक फॉर अ ड्रॉ मे बी लुक टू स्नैच a goal on the counter attack. हो सकता है, I'm hoping I'm wrong, but at the moment this is what history is telling us. So
Salman, 4 wins in 4 under Van Gaal, and ever since Jose came in, we haven't won, 3 draws. Dull, boring affair so far. Are you expecting something similar?
No, I'm not expecting something similar because I think that the last 2 games, especially one against Chelsea and the other day against Palace, where United have come back from a position of going down, I think that this has and this will give the team lots of confidence. So I think that the United will play on the front foot on Saturday. I hope so. Although we will play in a way which suits Mourinho's style, that is, try to look and hit the Scousers on the counter. But I think that the last 2 wins will give the team a lot of confidence. And I'm very, very hopeful because also this is a very crucial stage of the season. We have the Scousers and then we have Sevilla on Tuesday night. So looking at that dynamic, just keeping, in fact, obviously any game against Liverpool, you keep all other factors aside, and because that's one of when the games come out, you look at the calendar and the Liverpool game, both the Liverpool games home and away, are one of the 2 games that every United fan would probably look forward to it first of all. But yeah, so I think that United is going to win on Saturday. I don't know if it's just my positivity or the excitement you have when when United plays against the Scouse Bastards. But I think we're going to win, hopefully.
You're someone who hates Liverpool as much as I do, so that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Nader, 4-2-3-1, 3-5-2. Do you expect us to stop Salah? उसको रोकना कितना मुश्किल होगा? Salah, Mane, Firmino. So Nadir,
जी
do you expect us to stop Salah, Mane, Firmino on Saturday?
I think so. We can easily stop them, especially if we play Shaw at left back, because Ashley Young will definitely struggle against Salah. Salah has been probably the best winger in the league. और जैसे देखो तो हर टीम के अगेंस्ट बेसिकली बेस मार अगर एशली यंग खेला तो फिर तो काफी बड़ी कर सकते हो माने का तो उतना नहीं है वलेंसिया आई थिंक ही कैन हैंडल हिम बट इफ Ashley Young starts that's a worry but there's been rumors that Ashley Young isn't fully fit because of the clash he had and Shaw might start so hopefully that's true.
तुम्हें लगता है शॉ स्टार्ट करेगा या दरमियान आएगा और अगर दरमियान आया तो do you expect something different?
I don't think Darmian will start. He hasn't started for a while now. I think so. Anyone other than Young is going to start. It's going to be Shaw. But still, I don't know what Sode is going to do. I don't know what he keeps Young. The only thing Young is good at is probably passing. His positioning is really bad. He doesn't know what he's doing at left back. And what do you say? Mentioned before, like Young, like no offense to the guy, but left back isn't his position. Like he's a good player, but not at left back.
United Twitter
especially
might go into a meltdown. United Twitter might go into a meltdown if Damian starts over Shaw.
Especially if Martial doesn't start. मार्शियल स्टार्ट ना करे, पॉगबा डीएम खेले और कोई यंग लेफ्ट बैक हो तो फिर ट्विटर पे देखने वाला हाल होता है.
उसमें इसमें मैं एक चीज कहना चाहूंगा कि आई डोंट माइंड द आइडिया possibly of resting Martial for Sevilla because we go into that game with quite a lot riding on it, but not starting them both, or at least start one of them, give yourself a chance, because वही बात हो जाती है कि people are saying Alexis Sanchez is the new Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres played all his games in his position as a striker. We're not even playing Alexis in his best position right now because he's having to do sometimes the work of 2 or 3 people. Let him have a marauding left back where people are worried कि वो ball आगे देगा या पीछे देगा. Let him run through the middle. He created some beautiful passes yesterday. Against Palace that day. So, पूरी team effect होती है जब आप ऐसी decisions लेते हो.
Ismail, can I add something to that point? Sanchez's point?
Sure.
So I just want to say this. Some of the criticism I've lately seen on social media, especially on Twitter and Facebook about Sanchez, it's absolutely absurd. Like, our fan base, I don't get it at the time, right? The guy has just played 4 or 5 times for United. And that guy is a winner. The way he always looks for a forward pass. And I know with creative players, there's a lot of chance when you lose the ball. But some of the criticism that's coming from United fans at him is absolutely shocking, I mean, the guy is a world-class player. He's a winner, and with time, let's just give him time, right? And it's a new team, and especially Jose's tactics also at times don't play to his strengths. But I think it'll be with time that he'll be a world-class player for us. But some of the criticism, I just wanted to put this across. Some of the criticism we have been hearing of him, I personally find it very shocking.
Let's also not forget that he's coming from a small team. So, coming up, he's making a step up, playing for a big club and a big team. So time lagta hai,
Exactly.
the pressure is,
जब हम इसको खरीद भी रहे थे तब भी मैंने ये पॉइंट आउट किया था कि इसकी ड्रिबलिंग या इसका प्लेइंग स्टाइल जो है वो डी मरिया की भी याद दिलाएगा, नानी की भी याद दिलाएगा और मिख्तारियन की भी. इन द वे दैट ही लूजेस द बॉल, he will lose the ball. I know he will misplay some passes, but in the end he will get 1 or 2 assists. And that's what counts at the end. मुझे इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उस दिन किसी ने स्टार्ट शेयर की हुई थी क्रिस्टल पैलेस के अगेंस्ट के we lost 18 balls in the first half. I seriously don't care. As long as he's playing the ball forward, I don't care how many balls he loses. उसका playing style ऐसा है कि
if you notice, because every time he also lost the ball, he also forced them to play deep. The right back and the centre back on the left side played a lot deeper because it was Sanchez. Koi aur hota to they might not have thought that this guy has the ability to run through the defense. They've seen it playing for Arsenal against Palace. He did a very good job. So वो डर डालता है लोगों के अंदर, and they don't want to push up आगे. You can't afford to leave him alone. So he will lose the ball, but he also gives you an X factor that, frankly speaking, उससे पहले आप utilize नहीं कर रहे थे. You have the players with the X factor, but आप उसको utilize नहीं कर रहे थे. It's been nothing. Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to add. Secondly, इसमें ये भी है कि he is one of the only player in the United team who actually is creative and wants to put a forward pass. Because we lack a lot of players who are forward going or want to can and they have that killing pass. So he's one of the only few United players alongside I think Pogba or Mata.
Yes, Mata की performance काफी अच्छी थी क्रिस्टल पैलेस के against. लेकिन Sanchez की क्वालिटी होती है कि वो अगले की डिफेंस से वो मिसप्लेस कर देता है. He keeps trying, he goes to the right, he goes to the left, फिर बीच में से भी खेलता है. पासिंग उसकी जो लिंक प्ले लुकाकू के साथ अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है वो भी काफी अच्छा चल रहा है. तो ये बस स्टार्टअप से जो जनरेशन है ऑप्टा और स्कोका पे अपने प्लेयर का जो बेस कर लेते हैं अपना ओपिनियन. मुझे तो गुस्सा चढ़ाती है लेकिन
ये माटा वाली बात पे ये बोले
नहीं बताओ, मैं उसी की बात कर
मैं यही माटा वाली की बात कर रहा था. ये फॉर्मेशन की काफी आती है. मेरे ख्याल से ये 4-3-3 हमारी बेस्ट फॉर्मेशन ये 4-2-3-1 है, लेकिन माटा के साथ 4-2-3-1. जब भी अगर 4-2-3-1 में माटा साथ खेला है ना, लिंक अप प्ले आ जाता है क्योंकि मार्शियल, सैंचेज, राशफोर्ड इनका ये सब डायरेक्ट प्लेयर है. माटा जैसी क्रिएटिविटी और प्ले मेकिंग एबिलिटी नहीं है. सर क्रिस्टल पैलेस के अगेंस्ट भी देखा था, जैसे ही माटा आया था 4-2-3-1 पे स्विच किया था, कितनी बेहतर हमारी अटैक थी. मतलब 4-3-3 से बेहतर 4-2-3-1 अगर माटा होता, अगर माटा नहीं फिर तो 4-3-3 ऑल द वे.
हाँ लेकिन उसके साथ फिर अगर जो बिग गेम्स होती है मेरा नहीं ख्याल जोसे विल गो फॉर 4-3-3. I think he's going to be solid at the back and build from the back instead of going direct. मैं क्वेश्चंस पे आता हूँ जो लोगों ने पूछे हुए थे. हरदेश कुमार ने पूछा था what is the decline of form of Pogba attributed to? Yesterday night game wasn't that impressive even when the opponent team wasn't that strong. We all talk about legacy and style of football of United, but that was SAF. Do we think style of football is key, winning mentality is key, continuous hard work is key, or is there something else that is purely United? Hassan bhai.
Hardesh, I'd like to say that yesterday was not a very good game for Pogba in the first half. He got better. You don't want to say this because it's 89 million or whatever, but he's still getting used to it. I think Ismail has pointed out very well before that we still don't have an identity style-wise. We don't know what our style is. वो 3-man defense में अगर आप उसको आगे जाने देते हो, he's human. He can have a bad game. I think he's a brilliant player. I also want to point out that one of the very few people who I respect in terms of writing, Andy Mitten, has said that there are no problems between Jose and Pogba. So I hope all the rumor mongers give it a rest. The most important thing at the end of the day, more than formation, more than style, more than anything else, I would say even more than winning mentality, is 3 points and trophies. इन सारी चीजों में से आप जिसको भी यूटिलाइज करके 3 points और ट्रॉफीज ले लेते हो वो सब चलती हैं. They're all great if they give you 3 points and trophies, and they're absolutely useless if they give you 1 point or 0 points and no trophies. So the only thing that matters at Manchester United is winning trophies. The only thing that matters is winning football matches. Honestly speaking, I'm a little older than you guys. I've seen a fair bit of फुटबॉल. मैंने बहुत बुरी फुटबॉल भी देखी है, बहुत अच्छी फुटबॉल भी देखी है. मैंने लोगों से सुना है कि आर्सेनल की फुटबॉल बहुत खूबसूरत थी और उस साल हम चैंपियंस लीग जीते, और मैंने लोगों से सुना है कि आर्सेनल की फुटबॉल बहुत एक्सपेंसिव थी और उस साल भी हम चैंपियंस लीग जीते. सो मे बी द फर्स्ट थिंग वी नीड टू डू इज होप दैट आर्सेनल स्टार्ट्स प्लेइंग एक्सपेंसिव फुटबॉल अगेन और हम फिर चैंपियंस लीग जीत जाएंगे. बट आई कुडंट गिव Yes, I definitely want Wenger to stay. I hope inshallah he's there for another 10 years. The other thing is, I also want to say कि frankly speaking, हमारा style मुख्तलिफ टाइमों पे सर एलेक्स के अंदर different था. We had Ronaldo, we had a different style. We had the team of the 90s, early 90s had a very different style to the team of the late 90s, and then the team in the early 2000s. All we remember is the trophies. And that's all we should remember. If you ask me, Becks के crosses बेहतर थे या उसके बाद वहाँ पे overtime खेल रहा था, Gary Neville was a better crosser than Wes Brown, Darren Fletcher midfield में कैसे आ गया जहाँ पे Keane आता था, I couldn't care less. Keane won you a Champions League. Darren Fletcher got you to a Champions League final that had he played against Barcelona, I still maintain we would have done a better job in Rome. Totally doesn't matter. Only thing that should matter, to answer your question, is winning. Winning trophies, winning matches. Bas.
Salman, next question, Saad Sawirwadi. Reason for not preferring Shaw over Young, Bailly over Smalling?
Okay, so coming to the first part of the question, I think the reason Jose is not preferring Shaw over Young is that I personally believe, I could be wrong, but I think that Shaw must not be doing something in training that to impress Mourinho. This is what I think, because other than that, I cannot see a rational reason of not starting Shaw, because this season he has given Shaw the games. Uski performance बहुत ही जबरदस्त रही है. So there must be something going on in training behind the scenes which we might not know. That could be one reason. Having said that, the other reason इसकी जो मुझे लगता है कि because our defense is so fragile and it is so exposed that Jose wants more protection. So for example, sorry to say, but I think Chris Smalling is an absolute clown. When you play a clown like that in your defense, along with Victor Lindelof, who is another average defender we have. So I think Jose wants more protection, and that's why he plays more, a defensive left back than someone who like Shaw, who is more attacking. So मुझे ये दो reasons लगती हैं. Could be something in the training, and might that Jose maybe wants to give more protection to the defense. इसलिए he prefers someone like Shaw. Someone like Young over Shaw. इसमें दूसरा ये point है कि the other day we saw in the Palace game when he took off Young and brought on Shaw, and he wanted to attack actually, like when we were chasing the game. तो उससे थोड़ा I got a degree of hint that okay, I think he prefers Young because he wants to play a more defensive system. Sorry, can you repeat the second part of the question? What was that?
Sorry, I lost the post.
I think it was about
I
Bai,
think that
right?
was
Bai.
Bai.
Yeah,
it was
I
about
think
that.
Bai का इसलिए कि because he's been अभी वो वापस injury से आया है, ठीक है? I think he's just kind of not giving him that much games, and he's trying to keep him fit for the Champions League. This is what I feel. I think he's keeping him for the Champions League and not the league. But he'll come in eventually if he's fully fit. He'll actually get his place in our central defending, because our defense is absolutely shambolic, especially the CB की जो हमारी positions है. It's very very fragile right now.
नादिर, तुम अग्री करते हो डिफेंस
जी।
की एनालिसिस से?
एग्री और डिसएग्री। यंग वाली बात पे तो आई एग्री, क्योंकि वैसे आने की अजीब बात है, यंग तो अटैकर है, कोई शॉर्ट डिफेंडर, लेकिन मोरिनियो यंग को अपेरेंटली डिफेंसिवली ज्यादा प्रेफर करता है शॉट को अटैकिंग भी। ये बात है कि जो स्मॉलिंग की क्रिटिसिज्म आती है काफी, मतलब उतना नहीं मैं कहता डिजर्व करता जितना उससे मिलता है। जिस तरह मेरे ख्याल से ये पैलेस वाला मैच था, ये जो बेंटेके का अपेरेंटली केयर से बेंटेके को बहुत रूम दिया था, मेरे ख्याल से तो उससे बेंटेके को अपनी साइड से तो सही रोका था बेंटेके को, क्योंकि शॉट नहीं बन रहा था ना, बेंटेके उसे काट सकता था, फॉलिंग नहीं तो अच्छा रोका। टाउनडेन का रन की वो पॉगबा को मार्क करना चाहिए था, ट्रैक बैक और लिंडलॉफ का डिफ्लेक्शन हो गया। तो डिफेंस उतनी भी बुरी स्टेट में नहीं है जितनी हम बनी हुई है अपेरेंटली स्मॉलिंग की, तो मेरे ख्याल से बस यही जो थोड़े हमारी मिडफील्ड की कभी कोई जैसे विलियन वाला गोल था, उसपे भी मिकटोमने ने मेरे ख्याल से वो ट्रैक नहीं किया था चेल्सी वाले मैच में। हमारे मिडफील्डर जो है ना, ये अपने रनर्स काफी बार छोड़ देते हैं, जिसपे डिफेंस काफी एक्सपोज हो जाती है। फिर पैलेस का दूसरा गोल मेरे ख्याल से वैलेंसिया आउट ऑफ पोजीशन निकल गया था, उसपे भी स्मॉलिंग का ब्लेम आ गया था, वो भी मुझे काफी गलत लगा था। तो ये डिफेंस मुझे नहीं लगता उतनी बुरी स्टेट में जितना बनाया था, लेकिन काफी मतलब ब्रेक चाहिए। फिर भाई आएगा मेरे ख्याल से काफी बेहतर हो जाना चाहिए स्टेट डिफेंस की। लेकिन
अच्छा हसन भाई, तलहा खान ने पूछा है लिवरपूल इज जस्ट टू गुड ऑन द काउंटर अटैक, एनी स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रेटजी टू होल्ड देम बैक? ये 3 पार्ट क्वेश्चन है, तो आप पहला आंसर कर लें।
सॉरी, कुड यू जस्ट रिपीट इट? इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा लैग हुआ था।
नो प्रॉब्लम। तलहा खान ने पूछा है लिवरपूल इज जस्ट टू गुड ऑन द काउंटर अटैक, एनी स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रेटजी टू होल्ड देम बैक?
Legally or illegally?
It's Liverpool.
I would say yes. I would say that one thing you can do is play three. One thing you can do is play three at the back. Actually, I would, if they're fitness permitting, play either Smalling, Bailly, and Lindelof, or I would play Rojo along with any of these three, and give each of them a man marking duty. Tell Matic and McTominay to fall back. I think if you crowd out the midfield, you'll force them to go wide. Let's also not forget that both Mane and Salah don't do a lot of tracking back, don't do a lot of defensive in the gegenpress, जो push करती है. And I would, this might be an unpopular move, but I would start Lukaku on the bench and play Rashford off the shoulder of the last man and let him run at them, because someone like Sanchez can put the aerial pass, someone like Pogba can put the aerial pass, और वो बहुत आगे खेलते हैं. And in my opinion, I honestly think Virgil van Dijk is the most overrated 75 million pound defender I've ever seen in my life. If that guy's worth 75 million, I'm worth at least 5 as a centre back. And we have to target him. He's good in the air, no doubt about it. But इतना वो कोई अच्छा नहीं है. And I hope, yes, and I'm a forward. I might not score against him. I can understand that, but I can defend pretty much just like he does, because I believe उनकी game में एक वो weakness है. One other thing to get back to how you can stop them is by exposing their defense, forcing them to get back. And let's not forget, I mean, anybody who thinks it's okay for us to lose a midfield battle to Emre Can and Jordan Henderson, then you know that those obituaries are writing themselves. अगर आप उन लोगों से Pogba, Matic और McTominay midfield battle हारते हैं, तो then they have to seriously question themselves as professional footballers. Second part क्या है इसमें जी, इस सवाल का?
इसका है हसन भाई.
Sure.
Secondly, United is not playing football that we used to see. Those counter attacks, that holding from midfield, has Jose's philosophy backfired our style of football?
Okay, so Ismail, let's just get one thing straight here, which I think that when Jose came to the club, right, when he came to United in the summer of 2016, weren't we all expecting the Mourinho we have seen in the past? Like, honestly, I did not expect him to change. He will play the way he wants to play, and he doesn't care about it. Honestly, I don't think so. He doesn't care about the fans, like, and he doesn't even give a shit. It's my own personal opinion about the United way. He wants to win, and he'll play his own tactics. Dusra, I don't think his tactics or style of play are outdated. I think on his day, when we say wo jo hum kehte hain ki Mourinho masterclass, on that day he's very effective. Yes, in some big games, his tactics have been very frustrating. Especially last season to Chelsea away when we lost 4-0, and City away. I personally did not like the tactics. I like because you do get on the defensive, but you attack because you simply Man United. We just can't be park the bus. But having said that, I honestly, on Saturday, I wouldn't care if we park the bus for 90 minutes and get an offside goal in the 91st minute and win and send Old Trafford to chaotic.
Absolutely. इसमें मैं एक चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगा इसमें प्लीज आई थॉट चेल्सीज डिस्प्ले अगेंस्ट सिटी recently with Conte, who was labeled a tactical genius. I thought it was some of the worst football. And I also want to point out that Rafa Benitez, another so-called tactical genius, didn't even try against City. You know, these guys didn't even want to play football. If I was a fan who paid to go to those games, I would have said, give me a refund, and I don't want to see you. So, style of play, Newcastle is known as an attacking side. Chelsea are the defending champions. So, अगर वो लोग ये कर रहे हैं, Salman is absolutely right. Jose is not going to change what has brought him success. What has never brought him success is playing five up front and hoping for the best. He's won 2 Champions Leagues, frankly speaking, with 2 very average teams playing the way he does. I think he has no excuses. He's spent a lot of money. He's been given a lot of good players. But just like Salman, I would say as long as we win on Saturday, I couldn't care if it hits Van Dijk on his knee and then goes into his nose and he sneezes and it goes into the goal. I couldn't care less. All that matters is winning. That's what Jose is trying to put in the team. And that's what the attitude needs to be. हम style of play में बहुत ज़्यादा stress कर लेते हैं. Let's not forget Sir Alex lost his last 4 games away to Liverpool. Each time he went there, he lost, and there were times we went into the Etihad hoping to get a 0-0 against City, who were frankly speaking a very average side that year. So that's the greatest manager of all time. Yeah, that's the greatest manager of all time. If he thought it's okay, then and Jose thinks it's okay. Style की इतनी फिक्र ना करो भाई. अच्छा style खेल के कुछ ना मिले. I mean style तो उमर अकमल के पास भी बड़ा है. क्या मिलता है end of the day उसमें? कुछ भी नहीं. So you need to have substance, and substance is winning points. As long as we win, like Salman said, 90 minutes, 95 minutes, park the bus, couldn't care less. Match जीतो, उनको top 2 की उस consideration में से निकालो, keep the momentum going, and keep the positivity going for the Sevilla game. You need the fans to have a great day at Old Trafford on Saturday, so they're on great voice for Sevilla on Tuesday. A bad performance will really change the whole thing. You cannot afford that.
A bad performance also takes Liverpool above us, और जितनी games रह गई हम afford नहीं कर सकते. मैं ये स्टार्ट देख रहा था कि टॉप 6 क्लब्स में सबसे बड़ी जो रन इन है वो हमारी है, क्योंकि हमारे जो एवरेज पोजीशन थी वो 10th पोजीशन थी जिनके अगेंस्ट हमने खेलना है. तो अगर लिवरपूल पिछले कोई 3-4 मंथ से काफी अच्छी फॉर्म में है तो ये रिस्क हमें लेना नहीं चाहिए. नादिर, अगला क्वेश्चन है जरियान रहमान कुरैशी का. Why is Mourinho playing players out of position and expecting to dominate? He had a holding midfielder everywhere he was successful, may it be Chelsea, Real Madrid or Inter. Furthermore, don't you think a holding midfielder will allow Pogba to play more aggressively and dictate terms in the attacking third?
आप क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर सकते हैं? सेकंड पार्ट आखिर में बात लायक हुई थी आपकी.
हाँ. Furthermore, don't you think a holding midfielder will allow Pogba to play more aggressively and dictate terms in the attacking third?
सबसे पहला पार्ट तो आई थिंक आउट ऑफ पोजीशन वाला था मुरीनियो के साथ. अब इसका तो ये मेरे ख्याल से अभी एट द मोमेंट हमारी टीम में एशली यंग आउट ऑफ पोजीशन ऑब्वियसली सबको नजर आ रहा है खेल रहा है, तो उसका तो यही रीजन अपेरेंटली अनलेस कि ट्रेनिंग में जैसे सलमान भाई ने कहा था शॉ कुछ इम्प्रेस नहीं कर रहा, उसका तो कोई मतलब और तो मेरे ख्याल से एक्सप्लेनेशन है ही नहीं कि यंग शॉ के ऊपर आ रहे लेफ्ट बैक पे. और फिर आउट ऑफ पोजीशन जब सैंचेज और मार्शल स्टार्ट किया, मार्शल ने शुरू में कभी कभी राइट पे किया है इस पे यही है सैंचेज को अभी सेटल इन करवाने टीम में मेरे ख्याल से वो लेफ्ट पे ज्यादा यूज टू है ना। एक हाथ से विद इन टाइम जब सैंचेज ज्यादा टीम में यूज टू होगा मार्शियल लेफ्ट पे वापस चले जाएगा, सैंचेज राइट या सेंट्रली खेलेगा। फिर दूसरा पॉइंट जो होल्डिंग मिडफील्डर का आता है, आपके पास अभी अभी मैटिस साइन किया है, अभी अभी मैकटोमने को आपने ज्यादा डिफेंसिव रोल दिया। लास्ट सीजन हेरेरा ने काफी अच्छा दिखाया था बॉक्स टू बॉक्स से, तो मेरे ख्याल से और कितने होल्डिंग मिडफील्डर चाहिए। पॉग्बा को होल्ड बैक नहीं कर रहा, मेरे ख्याल से ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है होल्डिंग मिडफील्डर का। अभी मैटिच है जो प्रीमियर लीग के टॉप डिफेंसिव मिड में आते हैं होल्डिंग मिड। मैकटोमने ने प्रूव किया अपना वेट के टॉप गेम में कि वो मतलब अपना जॉब कर सकता है। तो ये मेरे ख्याल से पॉग्बा का प्रॉब्लम नहीं, होल्ड बैक करे। पॉग्बा का अभी जो ड्रॉप हुआ था काफी लोग कहते कोई रोप मतलब मुरीनियो से मतलब उसकी आर्ग्यूमेंट होते, मेरे ख्याल से वो भी सच नहीं, कॉन्फिडेंस की बात थी थोड़ी बहुत। और ये पॉग्बा का भी यही एक परफॉर्मेंस है, चेल्सी के खिलाफ अच्छी थी, पिछला सबसे अच्छा नहीं था, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से अगर लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट परफॉर्म कर लेना उसकी कॉन्फिडेंस काफी बढ़ जाएगा और मतलब ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं उससे फेस करना चाहिए फाइनल थर्ड में ज्यादा जाने का।
अच्छा, अगला क्वेश्चन था माता की परफॉर्मेंस का। ही केम ऑन इन द सेकंड हाफ और काफ़ी अच्छा उसने परफॉर्म किया था। तो आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि जो लिवरपूल वाला मैच है उसके अंदर वो स्टार्ट करेगा या फिर पिवटल रोल एटलीस्ट प्ले करेगा? हसन भाई।
कुछ जगह पे वो प्रॉब्लम मेरी इंटरनेट की वजह से, तो
नहीं मेरा तो इंटरनेट
हाँ सर भाई, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था, जुआन माता ने क्रिस्टल पैलेस के अगेंस्ट आके सेकंड हाफ में काफी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दी थी, तो आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट स्टार्ट करेगा?
नहीं, मैं नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा सैडली। आई थिंक विल बी सेट अप इन अ शेप दैट विल नॉट लुक टू utilize Mata. I would love for it, but I don't think we would. बहुत अच्छा खेला था पैलेस के खिलाफ. He brings a lot of creativity in opening up defenses, but I think maybe Jose will feel their defense doesn't need opening up. It just needs us to hold their attack off and counter them. So I think he might keep him more in mind for Sevilla. Sevilla, contrary to what people think, Sevilla will play very defensively against us, and वो defensive होंगे in the hope that they can make a goal, and he will probably keep Mata in mind for that game. I don't expect him to start at all. I think Lingard will start along with Sanchez and Lukaku in a front three.
अगला क्वेश्चन मेरा यही था कि आप तीनों अपनी प्रेफर्ड 11 बताएं, प्रेडिक्शंस बताएं। तो हसन भाई आप स्टार्ट करें।
Sorry bro, फिर से वो थोड़ा सा मेरे एंड पे लैग हो रहा है, आई थिंक
एंड से भी हो रहा है। इस्माइल भाई आपके बीच में काफी मतलब लैग आता है।
अच्छा, मैं असल में आपसे पूछ रहा था कि जो लिवरपूल वाला मैच है आप अपनी प्रेफर्ड 11 बताएं और प्रेडिक्शंस।
Are you guys able to hear it like that?
Yeah, I can hear Ismail.
So Hassan bhai, your preferred 11 for the match against Liverpool and predictions.
I would like to go 4-3-3. I think defense picks itself mainly on availability. So I would like to go De Gea, Valencia, Shaw, Smalling and Lindelof. Matic, McTominay, Pogba pick themselves. I would like to go Mata, Lukaku, Sanchez. I have a feeling we will go Lingard, Lukaku, Sanchez. And I'm putting all my eggs in one very big basket. I'm going for 5-0 United, inshallah.
How many offside goals?
3 offside, after which Klopp's teeth will fall out and they'll have to rush to hospital, and Salah को अजान हो जाएगी, Salah नमाज पढ़ने चला जाएगा, उस टाइम पे हम बाकी 2 गोल मार लेंगे. So it works out just fine for us. I hope that the kind of goals that VAR would overturn, फिर और भी मजा आएगा उन लोगों को तंग करने.
Salman, your preferred 11 and prediction.
Okay, so my preferred 11, I think, would be my preferred 11. I think Jose's 11 would not be anywhere near to it, but I'll say, okay, so De Gea, Valencia, is Rojo fit, by the way?
Rojo is fit, I believe.
Okay, so it'll be Valencia, Okay, but if he's fit, I'll go with Valencia, Rojo, Bai, Shaw. I'll have the two-man midfield of Pogba and Matic. I'll have Sanchez on the left, Lingard on the right, Mata just behind Lukaku.
So I don't think you're a fan of Martial FC.
No, I don't have Martial FC. Yeah, because for me, either Martial or Sanchez starts on the left.
Nadir?
So, and I'll pick Sanchez
sorry,
over Martial.
Salman, prediction.
Prediction. Okay, so I'll go for 3-1 United, inshallah.
Nadir, 11 and prediction.
मेरी प्रेडिक्ट 11 जैसे होदे मरीने आई डोंट थिंक सो स्टार्ट करवाएगा लेकिन मेरी 4-2-3-1 होगी कंट्रोवर्शियल काफी फॉर्मेशन लेकिन बैकलाइन डेहिया वलेंसिया स्मॉलिंग लिंडेलॉफ शॉ डीएम्स मैटिच पॉग्बा Sanchez on the right, Martial on the left, Mata behind Lukaku. And Liverpool का ये बात है Sanchez wings पे Martial के साथ उनके full backs I don't think they're very good. Alexander Arnold is I think so their right back he's very young and Robertson is all right and their wingers don't really help out their full backs so we should really focus on their full backs and Martial and Sanchez should get the job against them. But I don't think Jose will use this lineup and my prediction for the match is a solid 2-0 win.
2-0.
Inshallah.
I'm going for the 2-1 as well. So we'll meet you next week now, before the match against Sevilla. So hopefully you guys like the vlog, and if you have any feedback, please provide it to us. So thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Thanks, boys. Take care.